This is evaluation question 4, which is how did you use new media technologies in the construction and research planning and evaluation stages? During our pre-production, we used a number of media technologies that helped us to plan and research. We used numerous forms of technologies, one of the biggest ones being Blogger. Blogger has allowed us to present all of our research and planning in one place. This means that it's easy for us to see our progress. Me and my partner also used Blogger last year. This means that we were really familiar with the functions of Blogger. For example, we knew how to embed YouTube videos, slide shares and prezzies because we knew how to enter HTML codes. This means that you can find all of our work in the same place and it's all presented in a very neat and eye-catching way. Therefore, Blogger has been one of the most incredibly useful media technologies that we've used throughout the whole A2 course. We use Microsoft Word to write out posts before uploading them to Blogger. For example, we use Word to type up our filming schedule. This just allowed us to edit parts of it and put it into sections, which made it easier for us to read and for us to follow. Google is a really popular multinational organisation and it's built around their popular search engine. It's been one of the most crucial media technologies that we've used throughout our whole A2 course. It's been very important for us to gain the information that we have through Google. For example, we would use Google Images to find inspiration for our film posters and magazines that we created. We would also use the Google search engine just to find lists of ideas that may be helpful to us. For example, when we were looking up the conventions of action trailers or film posters. Google is very easy to use because all you have to do is type up what you're looking for, enter it into the search engine, and a lot of results will come up. Through the results that come up, you can find a lot of different information from different sources and different websites. Therefore, we were really able to broaden our research by using Google because we could make sure that we were using reliable sources by checking information from different websites to see if they were correct. Overall, Google is very helpful in the pre-production process. It helped us to find out what we required in order to make a successful film trailer. We used SurveyMonkey to create different questionnaires for our target audience. These questionnaires were made so that we could see what best suited our target audience. We were also able to find out what their thoughts and views were on different things, such as our film magazine name and which one they preferred out of the 3 that we picked. This website was very easy to use, as all we had to do was set up an account and create the survey online. We could also see each individual answer. We were able to see any patterns that arise based on age or gender. It was also quite simple to distribute our surveys once we created them. We did this via Facebook. Microsoft PowerPoint was also a very useful media technology that we used. We mainly used it to break up research when analysing our trailers, posters and magazines. For example, we were able to create a set of presentations for our trailer analysis. This was effective in showing our understanding of different conventions in trailers and how we would apply them to our own work. We also used PowerPoint to create our shot list because it was easy to create a table and lay out all the information so it all made sense to us. We used SlideShare to import and present our work from PowerPoint onto our blogs. An example of this is the PowerPoint that we made on our audience feedback. It was very easy to make a PowerPoint presentation, upload it to SlideShare and then embed it into our blogs. SlideShare makes it easier to put PowerPoint presentations onto our blogs because instead of screenshotting the PowerPoint presentations or copying and pasting them, we can just upload them as a whole. This is because SlideShare is basically an online version of PowerPoint. This means that it makes viewing our slides on our blogs more interesting and professional because the presentation can be played through our blogs. Google Slides is very similar to PowerPoint as it allows you to create slideshows online. You can also do the same things that you can do on PowerPoint, except if you don't have PowerPoint on your computer, you can just go online and use Google Slides. This meant that whatever computer we used, we could always make slides. For example, we used Google Slides to show the creation of our animated production logos, and it was simple to embed these into our Blogger. So we alternated between Google Slides and PowerPoint because they pretty much do the same job and they're both quite simple to use. The only thing you need to create Google Slides is a Google account, and me and my partner both have these since it's how we set up our Blogger, so it was very easy to create Google Slides. YouTube was also one of the big websites that we use very frequently on our research and planning. We mainly used it to view existing film trailers, whether that be professional ones or just A2 student ones. This helped us establish how to get higher marks by watching other A2 students' film trailers. The professional trailers that we watched also gave us more ideas and inspiration onto things that we could include in our trailer as well. As well as using this to view trailers, we also used YouTube to upload videos ourselves. For example, the videos that we made on how our days of filming went were uploaded onto YouTube. From there, it was really easy to embed those onto our blogs. This meant we didn't have to import a link because the videos are viewable straight from our blog. So overall, YouTube made for a very successful and useful media technology. Another media technology we used to research was IMDb. Similar to YouTube, IMDb lets you watch film trailers, except it also gives you much more additional information on the films. Therefore, we could see exactly what genres were included in the films, the company credits, and more details on film production and the plot of the films. This made it really easy for us to gain information on the films and the film trailers that we were watching. This helped us to choose what trailers we wanted to take inspiration from. Similar to IMDb, we used Wikipedia a lot, which is an online encyclopedia. We used it to gain more information on film genres in the very beginning of our research and planning, as Wikipedia has a lot of information on the conventions and codes that are involved in different genres. However, we also used it for any additional information on other films that IMDb may not have had. We also used Prezi as another way to present our work in a more interesting or professional way. The features on Prezi enable us to enhance our presentations through including YouTube videos, images, and soundtracks. This helps to make our Prezis more unique and personalised instead of making a PowerPoint. Facebook was a social media site that we used as a promotion tool. We used it to promote our surveys that we created through SurveyMonkey. It was very easy to get results through posting them on Facebook because our family and friends could see the surveys. Because they already wanted to help us, it was easy to get their responses. Facebook was very effective because all our family had to do was click on the link and respond by answering our questions and surveys and just getting involved. Next are the different resources we used throughout the production stage. The Nikon D3200 camera was used to film all of the shots that we used in our trailer, and it was used for taking the pictures that we used in our ancillary products. This is a different camera from what we used last year, so we had to get used to using it. However, the settings on the camera were quite easy to pick up. The camera is able to film in high quality, it's able to zoom and change colour, and we could also change the settings and the brightness. So if we were filming in somewhere dark, we could make the brightness lighter, or if we were filming in somewhere quite light, we could make the settings darker. The camera was also very easy to travel with. It wasn't too big or heavy, and it was quite easy to hold for Steadicam shots, so we could get all the shots we wanted. Overall, this camera was very useful to us, and it enabled us to get our trailer to look more professional. It was especially useful because we were able to ensure the camera was focused. Using a different camera from last year was a bit intimidating at first, but once we learned all the settings on the camera, it was easy to create the right mood and atmosphere for our trailer and ancillary products. We also used the iPhone 6 during production. This was to record our dialogue. We did this separately from filming in a quiet room. This is because the Nikon D3200 couldn't always pick up the audio when we were filming. If it did pick up the audio, it would sometimes not be in the highest quality. Therefore, it was easier for us to record the audio separately. We could then layer the audio on top of the trailer. We then had to sync the dialogue with the video so that it matched. Adobe Premiere Pro CS6 was one of the most important media technologies that we used in our A2 year. It's the software that I used to edit all of the footage and audio we used in the trailer. The software allowed us to edit our sound effects and import music or soundtracks and Foley sound as well. So we were able to import our audio that we recorded separately from our video and import them both onto Adobe. We were also able to add transitions between different clips. We could also change the speed of the clips. We could also change the lighting of the clips, and we could also fade in and out of different clips as well. This is a different software to what I used last year, so it was quite hard to figure out how to use it because it was very different from the software I used last year, which was iMovie. This is because Adobe Premiere Pro CS6 includes a very wide range of features, and it did take a while to learn these features, but I was happy to explore the options and learn something new in the process of completing the A2 Media course. As well as using Adobe Premiere Pro CS6 to create our film trailer, we also used it in the creation of our animated production logos. Doing this taught me how to create animations through Adobe. We could also add text through this software as well, including the name of the cast in our film trailer. Overall, this software was very useful, as once we learnt the features and how to use it, we were able to create various effects which made our film trailer and production logos very interesting. Serif Draw Plus x6 was a software that we used to create our magazine cover. We had a bit of difficulty figuring out how to use it in the beginning, but as we carried on, we got used to it and we got better. We learnt how to add different gradients to pictures and fonts, along with learning how to cut around pictures using the cutting tool and get rid of unwanted backgrounds from our images. In our magazine cover, we wanted to create a gradient in the background and have our two main characters stand out, and we were able to use serif to do that. Therefore, serif was one of the most useful media technologies that we ended up using. WhatsApp is a communication app that me and my partner used to communicate with each other throughout the course. Since we both have iPhones, it was really easy to be able to download the app through the App Store. However, we did already have the app, which made it even more simple for us to communicate. We used it to do things such as send each other our poster and magazine covers. We could then send each other feedback, so both of our opinions were added and incorporated into the editing process. There are three main media technologies that we used in order to create our film poster. The first is BeFunky. This is a photo editing website as well as an app. Since I previously had the app and it's very similar to the website, I thought that we would use this in order to make our film poster. We used the website to edit our photos and make them more interesting. We did this by layering photos on top of each other and blending them to create a whole new photo. This website is also where we found our main font that we used for our title, Type Z, in our magazine, trailer and poster. Another website that we used was Big Huge Labs. This website was used to create our billing block on our film trailer and our film poster. The website is easy to use, as all you have to do is type in your billing block. If you want the words to be bigger, use capital letters. If you want the words to be smaller, then use normal letters. All we had to do was type in our information that we wanted on our billing block. We then posted it on a white background and cropped it onto BeFunky. We like the way Big Huge Labs creates billing blocks. This is because the font they use looks really professional and also more realistic. In order to get our billing block onto our film trailer, we posted the billing block onto a black background and then put it onto Adobe Premiere Pro CS6. We used a website called Logo Maker in order to create one of our production logos. This was our Blue Arrow Productions logo. This website was very easy for us to use. All we had to do was search for different shapes. We then just had to take the ones that we wanted and then add any text that was necessary. We were also able to change the colour of the different shapes and text that we used as well. We also used this website to create our SI5 logo that was used in our trailer. And overall, this website is very useful in creating easy logos. Lastly, these are the media technologies that we used throughout our evaluation. We used the iPhone 6 again during our evaluation questions. We used it to film our response to question 1, and we also used it to film our audience feedback for question 3. iPhones are very easy to film on since they are phones and not professional cameras. This meant that we didn't need SD cards because we could just film with our phones and have the videos saved. We also always have our phones with us, and we know how to operate our phones, so we had no difficulty in filming these questions. As well as question 1 and question 3, I'm also using an iPhone to record the audio for question 4, which is the question that you're listening to right now. We've had no problem when recording or filming with iPhone 6s, so we find them quite useful and efficient. All I have to do is record a voice memo on the iPhone 6, then email it to myself and import it into Adobe Premiere Pro. As well as this, when filming our audience feedback, it was much less intimidating for our audience to be filmed with an iPhone 6 camera. This is because our audience may have been too nervous if we had used a bigger camera to film them. Adobe Premiere Pro CS6 was also included in our evaluation. I used it to edit together question 1, along with editing our audience feedback for question 3. I will also use Adobe to edit this question, which is question 4, by adding a simple animation from YouTube and also importing a soundtrack from YouTube as well. Overall, Adobe Premiere Pro CS6 was one of the most important media technologies that we've used this year. It allowed us to improve the quality of our work from last year. Without this software, our work wouldn't be where we wanted it to be. We also used Prezi again in our evaluation question 3. This allowed us to add all the information that we needed with as much detail as possible. We also made the presentation more interesting by adding a soundtrack as well. Along with Prezi, we also used SlideShare in evaluation question 2. This allowed us to put the images that we needed onto the presentation so that we could just embed it into our blogs as normal. Lastly, I used YouTube in order to get a free background and a free soundtrack for evaluation question 4, which is this one. I did this so that the question would be more engaging to watch.